Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to touch on this morning has been in the news a lot lately, and I've had two meetings about it already so far this week, and the first day and a tenth. So events are back, networking is back, face to face is back, and the restrictions are going away. The you know the requirements to attend things are going away. States are starting to like pass laws against it. So it's time for you guys. This is a face-to-face business. I think Mike will attest to a lot of the time that you have to get out there and be face-to-face with these folks. And events are a great way to do it. There's a lot of networking that you do at events, a lot of information that you can gather. And I kind of want to just take you through a couple of tips on that before I turn things over to Mike. First of all, we have a little motto around here that we kind of try to drive home all the time is to be an Indian and not a chief. You do not have to create your own event from scratch. There are events taking place everywhere. You can glam onto one of these events. You can team up with someone else to do an event. We have several agents doing that locally in Roswell. Kind of spread the load out. You can sponsor an existing event by, and it's usually very, very affordable to get in there. And you can then press the flash and gather business cards and social media handles and follow people and have them follow you the whole time. Do drawings, do contests, give away simple little items, allows you to gather information. And then you could put that information, of course, in your CRM when you're done. Meeting people is the most important part of this entire thing. All the years, I think I've probably done 500 plus events or more. And the most important piece of every single one of them is meeting people face to face, looking them in the eye, having them follow you on social media, follow them on social media, get to know them, take them from an unmet to a met right then and there. Gather that info up and then get it into your CRM. And of course, probably the most important part of the whole entire thing is what you do afterwards. You got to follow up with them. You send out a thank you. The conversation I had yesterday afternoon, someone was, well, yeah, I got these folks' info. Well, what do I do? I can't just start marketing to them, send them a message and say, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to sell a house? No, you can't. But you can send them an email and thank them for attending the event and for supporting whatever nonprofit was supported by the event, if there was one. Start soft, and then you transition into that. Put them in your newsletters, your campaign, etc. Don't call them up. Mike's example was always his church. You don't call somebody up from church and go, "Hey, want to buy or sell a house?" Don't do that. But thank them for coming to the event. They'll receive that openly, and now they have an email from you, and they know what it looks like. Do it through your CRM. And now you can start following up and start that machine, that ball rolling down the hill. Mike, did I miss anything on events?
No, but let's talk about some of the great, fun, or effective events that I've seen, that I've done, or that I've seen other people do. You want to? Let's see how many different ideas we can come up with. Let's start with the most uniqueness. Every year, go to a real estate conference, and my buddy Craig Tyndall, I think Craig's retired now, but Craig used to have a display booth at the conference because he was seeking referrals from real estate agents around the country. You know how he got them all to come try to find him? We had this little display booth, and he gave away little airplane sized bottles. Remember, they still do this? They give away little liquor bottles. I guess they sell them now on airplanes, don't they? He had little bottles of peach schnapps, and he had them labeled with his name and phone number on them. And I would watch every year as the first day of the conference, everybody went on a beeline to Craig's table to get his little cheap bottle of peach schnapps It's a little novelty item. One of the other great events that I've seen people do that's coming up here in the near future, Easter egg hunts. If you're working in neighborhood, Easter egg hunts. Now, let me ask you a question. Who hates the person that organizes an Easter egg hunt? You can't hate somebody that, Rob, you live in a neighborhood and you have 2 little kids. Does your neighborhood have an Easter egg hunt?
We do.
You do. Who puts that on?
A retired lady in the neighborhood who retired from real estate, ironically, and she's a sweetheart.
Okay. I would, if I was doing that. Now, look, you can't commercialize some of this, but then again, I'm Mike with Century 21. What the hell do you think I do for a living, right? But if I wanted to throw a little bit of appropriate commercialism into an Easter egg hunt, I might get some gold plastic Easter eggs with little prizes that I could stuff inside, even if it was like a free ice cream at Buster's or Brewster's, right? And have Century 21 logo on the outside of the little plastic Easter eggs. And I might have 3 or 4 of those out there so the kids could find prize eggs, right? Could. One of the other great events that I've seen people do is go to your local movie theater, talk to the manager, and tell him that you want to rent out one of his theaters early on a Saturday morning, like 10 a.m. And when you have one of those big movies coming out, rent it out and invite everybody in your target audience to come to the movie. And you stand up there in front of the screen. It's really not that expensive. You're not buying the popcorn and Cokes for them. You're buying just the seats. So come, the last time I saw this done was when one of the Spider-Man movies was coming out. I guess it might've been the first or second one. And that was a big deal for kids. Just rent out the movie theater, invite everybody in your target audience to come. The other thing I've seen done, car washes. Okay, every little league. Rob, your son plays baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not cheap these days, right? You've got uniforms and equipment to buy, and some of the kids' families can afford this, and some can't.
Right.
So what some kids like to do is they like to have car washes to raise money. I would hold the car wash, hire Rob's Little League baseball team to be the ones to wash the cars. Mm-hmm. And all the money that I raise off the car wash goes to the team. And then I stand there and talk to people while their cars are getting washed. Now, Rob, if I offered to do something like that with your son's Little League baseball team, would the kids wash the cars as best they could? I mean, if you're the whack job, I mean, not in February, Rob, but maybe in April.
Yes, they would.
If you're the whack job that thinks the 8-year-old didn't wash your car nicely enough, then just go away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Keep moving.
It's like, that'd be like buying Girl Scout cookies and complaining that they didn't taste good enough. I mean, is that really why you bought the Girl Scout cookies? What other events have you guys seen or done for yourself that you thought were really effective? You're going to put all the pressure on me this morning, huh? I got to come up with all the ideas. Come on, one of you jump in here with me, or I'm going to start calling on people. Okay, Trevon, there you go.
Oh, yeah. So I've seen at CrossFit events where someone set up a booth and have a prize, giving out their card or something, and then the prize would have their name or label or part of their business attached to the prize. It'd be a significant prize like a weight vest or something like that that somebody would use every day.
Okay, good. Somebody else, what's something you've done or seen done? Julia, what you got?
And the open house on the flyers, I'll tell people that, a $50, Starbucks gift card for, I'll pick out of the hat of the people that come.
Okay, good. Guggen, what could you do with your target audience?
Oh man. So thinking about 2 things. One could be like, I have 2 target audiences. So one's like a concert or event that, that they go to already, like a social gathering. And second, potentially is possibly I like tennis, so maybe like a tennis tournament, just have kind of some water bottles or something branded with my name on it, and just hand them out to people.
Okay, good. Joanne, how about you? You didn't think you were getting a free ride here this morning?
No, I
did
didn't.
you? Okay.
It's gone already, but I actually saw somebody at the nail shop the other day. They literally just had a flyer with their information on it and their picture, and she stuck Valentine's gifts on them
Okay,
and handed them out in the store. People took them.
okay. Joanne, where are you from?
I'm from England and Trinidad.
Trinidad. Okay, Trinidad's much more interesting than England. Okay. So
Okay.
what kind of holiday? I'm sorry.
Hold on, that's not very nice. You're going on that British now.
Sorry, Claire.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come back to you in a second.
Okay.
Joanne, what's some kind of Trinidadian holiday that you could celebrate?
You know what's funny? In Trinidad, we have so many different religions, and we have Indians and blacks and whites, and we celebrate everybody's holiday. We have so many holidays.
Trinidad itself doesn't have its own like little Independence
They
Day.
have
or-
Independence Day in June. I think it's June or July. We have Carnival, which is usually the
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday before.
Could you do that?
We could do something like that, sure.
Good, yeah. Hey, Claire, coming back to you, because Claire, England is much more interesting apparently than Trinidad. Joanne doesn't know anything.
I wouldn't say it was more interesting, but let's put them both up there.
You just did. Okay, what's an idea that you have?
Well, I used to do this quite often in my old position. So I would obviously, invite customers in or clients in for whatever it was that we were promoting that month or that week, and then we would give away something. I'm sorry. We would give away something free, when they signed up. When they signed up to join our mailing club or whatever it was that they purchased, or we would give away something free, so there'd always be something on offer. But it was
Okay.
all about sort of getting them in to then purchase something or sign up to get something.
Good. Tracy, how about you?
Been thinking about hosting like a shredding event for the community,
A shredding event. Tell us a little bit more about that.
where I have like a shred truck, shredded, is what I'm thinking about, and just have it come to like a communal place, probably thinking like a park. I've been considering Briscoe Park or someplace like that where it's visible, can be seen from the street, and they can bring their papers that they need shredded, and just have a table up where they can where I can just greet them and thank them for coming out and having them shred whatever they need to be have shredded, and then I can pass them some information as well.
Folks, that's one of the great events that real estate agents can do for a lot of different reasons. Number one, the shredding truck's not very expensive at all. Shredding truck's actually really cheap. Number two, everybody, including us, has stuff in their house that they don't need anymore. Tax returns, you should keep tax returns for 3 years. You don't need them after 3 years. The IRS cannot come back to you and want to see anything from 5 years ago. Okay. So we have all this stuff. We don't know what to do with it. And I definitely don't want to throw it in the trash can. I definitely don't want to take it to a landfill and throw stuff with all kinds of privacy information. I need to shred it. But I got stuff I need to do that with, but I don't have enough stuff to make a thing out of it. So what do I do with this? Well, everybody has that. So if you work in neighborhood or a special group of people, you work out with the shredding truck to come park it on a certain day and time. Lisa Lewis did this here in our office. She did it in her neighborhood, and they came and parked it at the pool tennis court facility. And she just invited all the neighbors to bring your shredding stuff up. And she had coffee and donuts there, and she stood and talked to them while they were shredding the documents. It doesn't take very long at all. It's really cheap, and everybody needs it. So the turnout for that's really high. That's a great idea, Tracy. Amy Bradley, coming from you. What you got? What's your idea?
Oh, shoot. So I was thinking about doing like a end of the school year goodie bags for kids and like standing at the car pickup line at the last day.
Okay, that's a good idea. We have two new agents that just joined us. I'm going to tell you about something similar to that they did, because Kim and Liz, if you haven't met them yet, seek them out. Very high producing agents that just came over and joined our company. And I know them because I used to live in their neighborhood. So they live in Horseshoe Bend in Roswell, and they farm that neighborhood. And one morning, about this time of year, I was leaving for work. It was really early. It was about 7 a.m. and it is in February. And there's a traffic light exiting out of that neighborhood onto Holcomb Bridge Road. And it's a long light. And I'm sitting there and I look up ahead, up the line of cars, and there's something going on. And I can see these two ladies walking from car to car, handing out Mardi Gras beads. And I instantly knew they're either homeless people begging for money or they're real estate agents. It had to be one or the other. And sure enough, it was Kim and Liz, and they were handing out Mardi Gras beads, and they had their business card attached to the string of beads. And you just rolled down your window and they said, "Happy Mardi Gras." And they gave you a string of beads, and everybody, I could see the people in front of me, and they were all just hanging them from their rearview mirror. And I thought, what a cool idea. What a cool idea. It didn't cost them hardly anything. I think the string of beads might have cost them 30, 40 cents a string, nothing. And they got to meet and talk and interact with a whole bunch of people. And my reaction to it is, what a great idea. And then my second thought was, those girls are working. They're up at 7 in the morning handing out Mardi Gras beads. And they must have been into Mardi Gras already, because they were having fun doing it. They were giggling and laughing and talking to people where we were just all sitting there waiting for the light to turn green. It's a great idea. That was 4 or 5 years ago. And when I saw them again, when Camille was walking them through the office, I went, "You're the Mardi Gras bead girls." Hadn't seen them in 4 years and instantly knew who they were. And they're like, "Yeah, you remember that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't you do that all the time, every year?" And they're like, "No, we probably should, but we don't." I'm like, I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. And I remember you two. And I instantly, when I see you, I remember that. And you stop doing it. So good. So good.
Mike, what is it you say about bad weather too? Don't forget how cold it is on a February morning at 7 a.m. I guarantee you they were the only two people out doing anything like that, right?
Well, I don't know. Has anybody else ever seen anybody doing that? Well, see, that's why it works. That's why I'm never going to stop saying this to you. Watch what other people do or don't do and go the exact opposite direction. Ami, coming for you. Ami, what's something that you've seen agents do or you've done yourself to promote themselves, an event?
Oh, that I've done. Well, I did last year. I went to some cultural events that were put together by an African community and people from my country. And I had a table there and just meeting people and greeting them and that.
Because you are from where?
Ivory Coast, West Africa.
So you're taking advantage of that.
Yes.
So I speak one language poorly, and you speak how many languages?
4.
4. What a huge advantage she has over me. If only she'll use it. So Ami, target audience wise, what might be a good target audience for you that I couldn't compete in?
Maybe like French speakers living in Atlanta.
Or countries of origin, an international audience. Yeah. Is there an international segment to the city of Atlanta population?
Yes.
Is it significant?
Yes.
As a real estate agent, could you make a very good living just focusing on the international community?
Yes.
And to those people, Do you look much more international than I do?
Yes.
Yes, you should kick my ass up and down the street in that sector, right?
Mhm.
You should actually just totally dominate me in that area.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
For each of you, pause there for a second, just with what Ami said. And what is that for you? What section of the population could you totally whoop my ass? Like, it wouldn't even be a fair fight. You just take me out for a spanking every day. Mike, you really going to try to compete with me with these people? Is that really what you're going to try to do? Because Mike, I'm going to totally destroy you with those people. Why? They're my people. I know them. I know how to relate with them. I know how to connect. I speak their language. Now, maybe it's another country. Maybe it's another language. Maybe it's just a sub-demographic within our community. Maybe it's age. Maybe it's hobbies and likes and interests. As my phone goes off, I apologize. Maybe it's that stuff. But everybody's got something. Here's what I'm absolutely convinced of. After 35 years in Atlanta real estate, I am absolutely convinced of this, and nobody's ever going to be able to get me off of it. There is a path to success for everybody in this business. You just haven't found it yet. You haven't found your path where when you wake up, it doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't. You're just dealing with your people, and you get them and they get you. There's a path to success for everybody. You've got to figure out what that is. Who do you resonate with? Like with Ami, she speaks 4 languages. For her to try to call for sale by owners today is a waste of her time. It's a waste of her time when she has so many other strengths and advantages that she could be taking advantage of. Right? Amy Bradley, you and I have talked about this. You're sweet. You have a great smile. You're adorable. People like you. So go be around people. All right? Guggen, none of that's true for you. I'm messing with you, dude. But you got your thing, right? There's people that you resonate with, and everybody on here, there's something about you, your strength, your unique advantage. You got to tap into that. My West Coast friends would call that your superpower. Every superhero has a superpower. What is yours? And if you do this, don't let me see you do it, or I'm going to go crazy on you today. Oh, I don't have anything. I'm just a loser. I'm just terrible. I don't have a superpower. Shut up. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Yes, you do. Everybody on here has something that you excel at, that you're good at. You resonate with people in that space. The trick to this business is, as long as those people like to live inside, they're your customers. Now, if your people like to sleep under bridges at night, I don't know what to say to you, but as long as your people like to live under a roof, then you've got to become their real estate agent. And that's different for each of us. Nobody on here is going to be able to compete with Guggen in the Indian community. Nobody's going to be able to compete with Ami in the international community. Claire, Trevon, Julian, Joanne, you all have things. You got to tap into it. And that's marketing, folks. Taking advantage of your own unique strengths and abilities. Guggen.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to add to everyone is kind of the advice you gave me is you don't really have to go out and spend money either, everyone. If you have special interest, if you have like Trinidad or English, Facebook has groups for everyone. Join the group to start becoming like a subject matter expert in that group, and people will come to you naturally. I just can't thank Mike enough for that advice. It literally has paid off dividends. And me just telling people I look at houses all day. I just answer their questions about other stuff about tennis, or if it's Indians, They're like, I have a dance class I want my daughter to go to, and I just throw out a suggestion. And sure enough, after a certain amount of time, they're gonna know you're a realtor just because your profile. So you don't have.
No, don't listen to him. Just
Oh.
stay home today. Wait for people to call you.
I literally just looked up Trinidad as we were speaking,
I'm
and
t-
there are 3 groups out there. So
Yeah, there's
yeah.
I mean, there's for Claire, there's probably English people in Atlanta, and you can probably
Yeah,
tap into
I'm on
that.
all of them. Don't you worry. I have been for 4 years. They all know now.
Okay, y'all, go figure out your superpower, what you can do uniquely better, different than everybody else, and then go do it. Go do it. Bye.